race 11 about to get underway, and it is absolutely mouth-watering. Matt Pascoe, three-time national champion in the A1 Barnes Drilling Sweet Chassis. Darren Kane in the Ian Botcher Race Parts 36, three-time national champion. From Wynyard in Tasmania, Callum Harper, a two-time national Super Sedan champion. Are you kidding me right now? This is gonna be a cracker. Heat Race 11, the 49th running of the SSA National Super Sedan title. Pascoe and Kane to get after it. For the final time tonight, we are green. The third round of heats. Kane bangs it through the bumps in turn 1 and 2 and will lead. And Kane is your leader. Look at Harper bounce through the bumps on the bottom, and he sits third at the moment. It's Darren Kane, your leader from Pascoe, and Harper, who is rampant right now, who closes up on the back of Matt Pascoe.
He does indeed. Does Callum Harper, the two-time national champion from Tasmania, the third-generation Super Sedan pilot for Wiley Tiles. He's hustling that Bandit chassis out of turn 2. Dave Gardner is just sitting back there in 6th place in the South Australian number 8, trying to find a way past Rockhampton's Justin Smithwick, the second of the blue and white Sweet Chassis, out on track in race number 11 with a three-time national champion for Ian Botcher Race Parts. The Q36 hustles through turns 3 and 4 into the front straight. He's doing a nice job. Started from the outside of the front row. And he leads Matt Pascoe by 1.4 seconds. Look at Harper go to the bottom side of the racetrack on the exit of turn number 2. There's 5 national titles between Pascoe and Harper, and they battle for second place.
What a battle this is. Gardner's up to 5 and looks good. Look at Harper here on the bottom. He runs the car high on entry into turn 3, grabs the brake and shoots and tries to drive off the bottom. Well, he didn't that time. He stayed on the top through the bumps. And did you see how untidy the 22 was then? Darren Kane is absolutely gone. Oh, Harper's out. Harper is out. Something's happened to the T22, and Callum Harper is out of the event here. Wow. And he is blowing up the Lux on the infield. Wowzers. Darren Kane is your race leader as he comes in on the lap markers with 1 to run.
Yeah, he comes up on Mark Towers in the New South Wales number 33. His quick time at 13.238. He brings it into turns 3 and 4 for the last time. He was just outside the top 10 in the point standings going into this final round. 36 points for car 36. In heat number 11, Dave Gardner spins the car on the final corner, and he's going to throw away 4th place to Justin Smithwick. Gardner will cross the line in 5th. Darren Giacomini finished 3rd in the end in the Victoria 12. Further back in 6th place was the South Australia 12 of Kim Hammerstein, and New South Wales 33 of Mark Towers, with your 7 finishes, with the Tasmania 22 of Callum Harper just completing 6 laps. But Darren Kane, he would have known he had to get up on the wheel on that one with the Australian number 1 starting alongside him, and he'll be wrapped to win heat race number 11.
And I ran over and said to Callum, I said, what's the problem? Was it diff? And he threw his hands up in the air. He goes, I don't know, with a couple of expletives in there. He is absolutely devastated. The former 2-time national champion. And this guy, Darren Kane, rockets in with 36 points. Well done, mate.
Thanks, mate. Yeah, the car's been quick all night. Just first run, it was very hard to pass the first heat. And second one was pretty quick and just come in contact with whoever was winning the race, I'm not sure. But yeah, and then that one there, the car was pretty fast, but yeah, she's tricky track, mate. Yeah.
You said to me in the pits yesterday, you don't want to finish second in this deal. You're absolutely going to drive it. And you pegged that thing so hard into turn 1 then.
Yep, she had no more left, mate, I can tell you.
It's good to do, and it's good to see Darren Kane gets the win in heat race number 11.
From position number 8, the SA63 of Kim Cultural. And from position number 9, the SA34 of Kim Eliason will start from position number 9 thanks to Merit Pastoral. Heat race number 12.
Heat race number 12, Bob McCosker brings us around to the boss, and we are green with the green 39. And he runs up high, and Moon and Nicola have a little snip here as they bump wheels for the lead here. And the South Aussie, Blink Iron, is your leader who gets crossed up in the bumps, and McCosker gets off it. And that checked Mick Nicola's run, who stays pegged through turn 1.
Yeah, the three-time national champion works his way into second place just behind the Penrite South Australian number 22, Paul Blinkeron, as Moon and also Steve Schwartz, who was a non-starter in his second qualifying heat tonight. He needs some big points. Works to the outside of Tyson Moon. Works up into fourth place. He won the opening heat of this year's national title earlier in tonight's proceedings. Bit of a bump between himself and Tyson Moon on the exit of turn 4. Neil Whitnish, Kim Cottrell, and Kim Leeson rounds them out. It's Mick Nicola Sr., one of the most decorated Super Sedan competitors we've ever seen in the country. As further back, it looks like Steve Schwartz and Kim Cottrell might have got together.
Yeah, Whitnish made contact with Schwartz, and he had to climb. Well, he just bumped the wall and had to get off the gas as the battle starts to intensify at the front of Heat 12 with Mick Nicola swarming. Tregarling into Victoria. He moves up on the inside of Brink Iron, and they are going at it here, trying to chase down 36 points. Both of these drivers trying to fight themselves into victory lane here and come for a chat.
3 laps remaining this time around. Nicola Sr. tries he may just can't find a way past. Bob McCosker, all the way from Gladstone in Queensland to be this weekend, sits in third here in heat race number 12 for this year's National Super Sedan title. Tyson Moon and Neil Whitnich top 5. They hustle into the front straight with 2 laps remaining in the borderline Speedway. Paul Blinkeron, one of the most professional Super Sedan teams in the country. He's a pretty nice fella off the racetrack, doing a nice job. Can he hold on? He's got 1 lap remaining. Nicola Sr. and Bob McCosker, your top 3.
Blink Iron doing a great job in the 22. And he's going to hang on. Check it, flag time. And the South Aussie gets the win. Mick Nicola home in second. McCosker, Moon, Whitnish. Schwartz home in 6th. Leeson and Cottrell. Here's how they'll finish. Hales out of Woodchester. Right here in South Australia. How about your noise for your winner of Heat 12? Cool looking hot rod. The Penrite. Blink Iron. Woodchester in South Australia. Absolutely Mickey Mouse looking hot rod. And he's pretty happy about that. Good job, mate.
Yeah, thanks, mate. A bit untidy at the start and then got the feel for it. It wasn't too bad, but yeah, it was good to get some points.
Better thank everyone involved, mate.
Mate, Jack, Dad, Mitch. We've got young Hayden with us as well. Wayne up in the crowd there. My mum's come down as well. So yeah, it was just good to put on a show.
Good on you, mate. Congratulations. 36 points in the bank. Let's run through your starters in Heat 13.
Lucky for some guys. Heat number 13, thanks to our great friends at Australian Racing Products.
Bit of remix as the lights start to take over here at the venue. Darren Enning and Trent Wilson. Queensland versus New South Wales. We're set to go green here in Heat 13 of the national title. Wilson, good start on the outside. We'll watch the progress of Peter Nicola and Ryan Alexander further down to the field here as Enning gets up on the inside of Wilson. And Darren Enning looks really good on the bottom here. Look at Darren Enning roll the thing in on the inside of Trent Wilson, Smalley.
Yeah, and Ryan Alexander further back is working the top shelf big time as Mark Summers has spun the 11 car in 3 and 4 and is going to bring the yellow lights on. I know you're watching the lead there, Ron, over between Darren Anning and Trent Wilson, a pair of sweet chassis, but Ryan Alexander was absolutely hauling the mail on the top shelf of the racetrack, working his way forward.
As Trent Wilson gets us back underway, we got 8 to run, and I reckon this is going to get juicy. Look at Alexander, Peter Nicola gets crossed up, and he makes heavy contact with the inside wall there on the right rear.
Good evasive driving by Phil Barton. He was aware of what was going on in front of him there. I think Phil's got away with that with nothing more than a mere flesh wound, in the immortal words of Monty Python.
8 laps still to run here. Alexander is coming in the 47. Keep your eyes peeled as he pins it on the cushion around the top. Alexander, big move for 4. Wilson, Anning, Lucas Roberts, and Alexander stays right against the cush. And he runs in 4th back to Moon. Barton is your top 6, Smalley.
Look at Alexander working his way forward in the South Australia 47. His racetrack not too dissimilar to his home track at Murray Bridge, where he's been to Victory Lane a few times this season. In the National Karate NZ entry, looking now to the bottom side of Lucas Roberts. Oh, Darren Anning spins on the exit of turn 4. And the New South Wales 21 just keeps it out of that infield barrier. That's going to bring us about our 3rd stoppage here in heat race 13. As raw talent goes. He's sitting up there in 3rd place for this restart with 5 laps remaining. We're halfway home here in heat 13. Trent Wilson leads him to the green flag.
Let's stay with this. Lucas Roberts under attack from Alexander. I know he didn't finish at Murray Bridge last weekend, but he qualified from pole position. He was 4th for the South Australian title here 2 weeks ago. He finished 2nd at Moama, his last outing before that. He's in good touch, and he sits in 3rd position at the moment. Trent Wilson is rolling around really nicely, though. In the 44, look at Wilson. He's holding them at bay here. Lucas Roberts gets a good run, though, Smalley. As Roberts goes upstairs, and he's found something on the outside and takes the lead.
He nearly had the nose in front. It was 0.045 at the start-finish line. And the man from Insane Chassis, the Moama Mauler, as he used to be dubbed, moves into the lead. Ryan Alexander around the outside of Wilson as they greet the white flag. Ryan Alexander goes to the bottom side of the racetrack in turns 1 and 2. The National Karate South Australia 47 ranges up alongside of Lucas Roberts into 3 and 4 for the final time. Who's it going to be in heat number 13? Lucas Roberts prevails for the 2nd time tonight. He's a heat race winner from Ryan Alexander, Trent Wilson. Phil Barton was 4th on the line, the WA 36. From the New South Wales 47 at Darren Moon, Lionel West. Peter Nicola was 7th in the V2. Darren Anning, I should say, in the New South Wales 21 and the 11. Also out of New South Wales, Mark Summers rounds out your finishes. But what a thrilling finish to heat race 13. And Lucas Roberts didn't start his 2nd qualifying heat tonight, but his 1st and his last outing this evening have netted him 36 points.
And the V0 of Lucas Roberts, I tell you what, if you're ever going to drop a heat, winning the other 2 is the way to go about it. Well done, mate.
Yeah, we ripped the tail shaft and the lift bar out of it, but it just goes to show the mount's got some grip in it, and maybe the car's got some grip, but track was a little slippery on the bottom then, and I think Trent just lit him up a bit on the bottom. I just tickled around the outside, but thanks to Rudy, Gary, Matt, Julie in the pits to put it back together. I went and found a box of tissues and dried my tears after the 2nd heat. But yeah, that'll help with the points.
Good on you, mate. Congratulations. Brooke's going to get a shot down here, and I'm not going to be able to see it. Oh, we might be able to, and we're not going to be able to. But the lift bar is, we don't have enough lights to show you, but it's up in there. And I'm sorry that I can't bring you a little bit closer without a light. Let's run through the starters in Heat 14.
Driving the Tassie, A to be Steve Latham. From position number 5, driving the WA9 of Campbell Aylett. Wayne Dick in the New South Wales 7 will start from position 6. Steve Roser in the Q77, Corey Smith in the T6, and the WA81 of Gary Higgs will be out of 9. Heat race 14, the penultimate heat of the night.
Here we go for Heat 14 in the SSA National Super Sedan title. Jury gets us away. Mackenzie on the bottom. A few of the cars a little tight on entry there as they all went straight and had a little bit of an understeer. Sam Roser and Latham make contact there. Higgs climbs up over the left rear of Roser, and we're able to keep rolling here. Higgs on the bottom. On the inside of Kemble Aylett. Roser is 4th. Latham trying to run the top, and the Rocket is not handling the bumps too nice at the moment, Smalley.
No, not at all, as Campbell Aylett goes around the outside of Gary Higgs up into 6th place. Looks like the WA9 has found a bit of racetrack to work with. We saw Ron Alexander do that in that last heat race. Corey Smith working to the bottom side on Gary Higgs. But up front, the South Australia 93, Kim Jury, having his best run of the night so far. He's just holding off Dave McKenzie. Look at Steve Latham looking to the outside. Oh, the leader's had a big moment. Kim Jury spins. The green lights have stayed on. Dave McKenzie straightening him up. They're 4 wide at the line. And Steve Latham around the outside. Oh, the yellow lights have come on. Kim Jury spins again. Gary Higgs and Campbell Aylett caught up in it as well in the 2 West Australian entries. And the yellow lights have come on.
Wow, a big moment there. Well, replay's going to look pretty cherry ripe, I'd reckon, because they were 4 or 5 wide in the main straight. How about Latham? He's got a set of coconuts, Kai. He just kept the thing pinned on the outside, and it was either going to be in or out. Wow. 5 wide. We're looking at replay right now. It was Kemble Aylett over there in the hands of the crash crew, checking over the damage in the WA9. We should point out that Lee Aylett is out for the weekend. They hurt that engine earlier on. That was that smoke out of the front, so hard luck to those guys. What a shame. Titles each season and bring you up close and personal. So the order at the moment is still Latham, McKenzie. The board. 87. It's, I'm not sure. Obviously, Marchant is the 87 is the only reference.
He may not have a transponder, and he may not have a one-way receiver either, guys. That might be the problem with this. That's why they're trying to tell him to go to the front. So he may not have a one-way receiver to the front. Now he's been told.
There you go. Kemble Aylett just rolled up and said, you go forward a bit, mate.
He's actually meant to be restarting in the lead.
He's a lead.
Yeah. That's what the electronic timing never lies.
No, it doesn't ever lie, that's for sure. The former state champion a couple of moons ago, Smalley.
Hey, Campbell's playing messenger for the second time.
He's assistant steward. There you go. Morse
Beautiful
code.
stuff.
How good's that from
That was cool.
Kemble Aylett? The chief steward thanking Campbell for helping out, and his suggestion was he might get some of his points. All right, a few rolling laps here as the lights take over full effect at picturesque Borderline Speedway. What a wonderful venue for the 49th running of the national title, and we are green once again with Marchant. Latham gets on the inside and has a bow peep in the 8. Roser looks on the outside of McKenzie. Look at Roser roll the top, Smalley, and he goes into position 3.
Yeah, the heat race win earlier tonight in the first round of heats. Latham again trying to work the bottom. I reckon it's 2 Monaro body cars, different chassis brands, but that's what the bodies are on the machines. Bit of a bump on the exit of turn 4, and the Tasmania 8, Steve Latham hits to the front. Corey Smith is the man on the charge. He's side by side with Dave McKenzie, and the T6 moves into 4th place around the top shelf of the racetrack, about 3/4 track high to be exact. Moves up into 4th as they're just backing up a little bit behind Robbie Marchant, the South Australia 87. It's Sam Roser in 3rd. Smith to the bottom. That's Corey Smith. In the Tasmania 6, Mackenzie sits in 5th from Kemble Aylett, Gary Higgs, Wayne Dick and Kim Jury rounds them out. They hustle into the front straight here at the Borderline Speedway with 2 laps remaining. Ken Rosa and Corey Smith find a way past Robbie Marchant.
Look at Corey Smith. He hooks that thing up on the bottom, and it is stuck there like glue right now. The Tasmania number 6 out of Uvalstone is running the bottom. Rosa goes upstairs and will try to run the cushion and move into position 2. Checkered flag comes out and Steve Latham gets the win. Rosa for second. Great move on the last lap. Marchant home in 3rd. Smith, Mackenzie, Aylett, Higgs, Dick and Jury is how they finish. What a performance from the Tasmanian. How about some noise for Steve Latham? Steve Latham into victory lane. Finished 3rd at the Grand National. Well, both events, in fact, in Tasmania from Risdendale. There's a prison there, but this guy drove like a man possessed there. That was outstanding, mate.
Yeah, no, look, we needed the points, so we had to just drive it as hard as we could and, just pick up the maximum points we could.
I reckon you must have puckered a little bit when you're on the outside. They're about 5 wide down the main straight there, and you just pin the thing on the outside on the main straight here.
Yeah, look, sometimes if you just if you think about it too long, you just get caught up in someone else's problem. So you just got to just floor it sometimes and just hope it all works out.
Well done, the former Tasmanian champion Steve Latham gets the win. Let's check out your starters in the lucky last
of Chris Papulich. Well, Papulich will be the last man standing. Heat race number 15. Thanks to Carlton United, they bring us our final qualifying heat night, number 1 of the title. Guys, this is going to be a cracker.
For the last time tonight in the SSA National title, we are green on night 1. Shorto gets a good crack on the outside. Look at Lee Williams 3 wide on the cushion. Down the back straight, Bergmere in the 525 crate engine. Gets a good run off the bottom, and Bergmere is absolutely flying. In the B16, look at Lee Williams banging through the bumps in turn 2 on the top, Smalley.
Yeah, Chris Pavlovich also on the move, the West Australian champion in the Southern Haulage. Sweet Chassis working his way forward. Mick Nicola Jr. sits there in 6th with Ben Forkhead and Trent Susel. But the 2011 National Super Sedan champion, the Joker, Steve Jordan, out to a handy lead early in this one with 7 laps remaining. Pavlovich to the outside of Bergmere. Bergmere on the bottom as Pavlovich is trying to squeeze between Bergmere and Lee Williams on the entry to turn number 1. He sits there in 4th place. The Queensland number 4, Lee Williams, all over the back bumper of his fellow banana bender, so to speak, and David Bush is further back in the field. Ben Forkhead and Trent Susel got caught up. I think the 41 cars spun in the V7 of Susel.
And Lee Williams from Blackwater. It's 3 Queenslanders at the front of Heat 15 in a very, very fast West Aussie right behind him. Look at Jordo get after it as they really muscle these cars through turns 1 and 2. Pavlovich goes to the bottom. Oh, gets checked. And he stays foot in bucket and goes to the back of the field. Mick Nicola Jr.'s moved up to position 4 and Bergmere's back to 5.
Steve Jordan still leads in the Q7 with 4 laps remaining. But Chris Pavlovich has got back wheels, so to speak, with Nicola Jr. as Bergmere and Nicola Jr. battle for 4th place. The 2 Victorians. Lee Williams still sits in 3rd, trying to find a way past King of Roy's David Bush. Bush in the Queensland number 12, sitting there in 2nd place. This final heat race of night number 1 of this year's National Super Sedan title. Look at the bonnet on the V16 Rhino flapping in the breeze.
Yeah, might have lost. Yeah, I reckon so. He lost the pin when he got under Pavlovich, and he's still rolling around in 5th at the moment. A little bit of vision impaired at the moment. The race continues. There's 1 to run for Steve Jordan. for the final time tonight in Heat 15, the former national champion, Steve Jordan from Marsden in Queensland gets the win. David Mush home in second. It's a Queensland podium with Lee Williams home in fourth. Mick Nicola Jr., Ash Bergmere. Pavlich just, I think, got through on Trent Susel, and Ben Folkert is turned around the wrong way in heat race number 4 from Queensland, a former national title holder. How about you bang your hands together for the Joker, Steve Jordan? And Steve Jordan comes over the scales to get checked over. Our street stock's coming out for another round of heats, given it's only, 8 o'clock local time or something. And we're done and dusted, and we're happy with that. Hey, Jordan, you're loving this.
Yeah, how's that? We're dialing in finally. Jeez.
The car looks really good, and you must be loving back at the wheel of this thing.
Oh, yeah, look, I've missed supers sort of thing. And, big shout out to Terry White for letting me have a drive of this car. I tell you what, incredible feat letting me come to Melbourne, pick up the car, take it back to Brisbane, do what we had to do and get it down here for a few shows down here. So, yeah, loving life. Giddy up.
Absolutely giddy up from Steve Jordan. Banks in some nice points as we get set for the final round of heats